Welcome back, my gardening friends, to a warts and all tour of plots 1 and 3. I'm here in North Warwickshire in the UK. The alpine strawberries are looking absolutely amazing. The giant radish are just started to go to seed. I'm pulling the ones out that are. Compost bin full again with a lot of the stuff that's gone to seed. Just started to get a few tomatoes to grow. The cucumber in the corner, the bottom of the stem just started to split, but it's still going. I've had about 6 cucumbers so far. I haven't had time to do any replanting, but sometimes you have to keep on top of the weeding as well as harvesting. Some nice palette colours there to use later on in the autumn. Still not getting massive amounts of comfrey concentrate, which has been one of those seasons where the comfrey just isn't growing very well. I've had 2 cuttings. This will be the last, and then we let it be. Weed as we go. Cleared these out now. There's a few pears on here, but they don't look very good, mottled and everything, so we'll get one of the mini chainsaws out for those. Some of the giant beetroot are going to seed. Giant Mycorrrhzal looking half decent if some of the pests aren't getting at them. But overall, not too disappointed. You mustn't be disappointed. Concentrate on the successes and not the failures. Amazing amount of carrots I've had out of these loft water tanks, which have got the wicks in that drop down into the blue barrels. And I've been doing my weekly pickups of the fresh manure. As you can see, the worms are sitting on top and the flies are buzzing around me. They always say they hang around poop. Some king flowers are doing pretty good. Just started to get the side shoots now. The giant sunflowers, hopefully one of those I'll be able to take to Malvern for my granddaughter. I've supported the dahlias. That one there is massive. I do need to harvest a little bit more rhubarb, but when you've got other fruit going, sometimes it just you just have too much. And we had another inch of rain this week. It's July the 17th today. The potatoes look amazing. Keeping an eye out for blight. I'm watering very little now at the moment because we don't want to splash the leaves and bring on blight. Here's some of the first earlies. They've done their bit now, and they're just starting to turn. Giant celery. Some of it's gone rotten now. This one, I think the crown's just started to go. We're not supposed to water from above, and when you get an inch of rain now, then an inch of rain about 2 weeks ago, unfortunately these things happen. Ooh, I've got 80 litres of cocoa coir that I found. Inconsiderately, they dumped it out of their vehicle into the carriageway at high speed. How inconsiderate, those unscrupulous cannabis growers. Won't be long before we get some nice raspberries from the autumn fruiting. It's like a jungle. And when it's been raining, you get wet through, or you just leave the fruit alone. Everything seems to do well in this netted cage. Giant carrot there. Another giant Carobi. Now doesn't that look better? And I think that one is the best one. Another giant radish, no signs of it going to seed yet, but as you can see, all those are now empty, other than the one at the end. I've managed to get in here to do some weeding. You'd never tell, but you can only do your best. They seem to sprout up overnight, especially after some nice rain. The weeds are doing, the blueberries are doing really well in here at the moment. Better in the pots. Just a few black currants left on this one, but everything's looking green and lush. Red currants, I think I'm going to be taking quite a harvest today. Even if they're not quite there, we can always put a little bit of yogurt on it or something just to take the tang away. The gooseberries have been coming at different times, so that's just helped me a little bit. And the second blackcurrant bush has just started to fruit now. This one doesn't seem to fruit as well as the other one, so it may come out. But there's just red currants absolutely everywhere. These are just about ready. Real good bush this is. And we're still getting a few summer fruiting raspberries from this one, but you can see how many I've been picking. We'll have a look at the board once we've harvested a little bit of fruit at the end of this video. Such a pretty colour, no wonder the blackbirds get attracted to it. Jerusalem artichokes are doing so much better in this open bed. I've got the electric hedge cutter out to trim a few things back. I've never known everything grow so well. I suppose it's the rain we're having. So some nice Ironman broccoli. I've took the middle out, that one, left those three. See if they'll, because it just started to blow, or should we say go to flower. But there's certainly some nice heads on there, so I would recommend you grow some Ironman and then Green Magic. That's just started to form now. Some red cabbage there, and my 3 poor old sprouts. If I get enough for Christmas, I'll be happy. Sweet Candle F1 carrot gone to seed. Going to collect those. Didn't manage to get time due to my personal circumstances to plant any more carrots, but the ones I did plant, they've all been thinned out now to 1 per station, and they're looking really good. Keep harvesting the chard best I can. I prefer the smaller leaves, so we keep taking the big leaves off and dumping them in the compost bin. Won't be long before we're revealing how the cuttings have done on those fruit bushes. A lot of the salads have gone to seed, but the beans now, long beans, are just forming nicely. This weather has helped them set, but if you have any issues with dry weather, just give them a fine mist. That's in my 1 minute playlist. But there you can see there's quite a few flowers didn't actually set till the last 2 on the end. Again there, it always is the beginning of the season. The pongo beans, I like to harvest them at that stage. Don't like to let them get too big. I've got plenty of them. Lovely sunny day today, and they reckon we could get up to close to the 30°C mark. I prefer the 20s and cloud cover myself. The greyhound cabbage, pointed cabbage, have been attacked slightly, but not too bad. Should be netting everything, but unfortunately, as we've said before, other things take priority, and I've harvested at least half or more of the broad beans. I think these are the crimson ones, so that this actual stem here is going to be safe for seed, and I think these are the other variety. They're longer pods and got more in them, but I do like the flowers on the claret. It's amazing what finds its way into our growing spaces, especially if we make our own homemade compost. The onions, I did show you one of the onions. I'll try and salvage whatever I can out of these. These are the ones that have gone to seed, but no white rot, so it's a bonus. Sweet corn's decided to come alive now, and even some of my beetroot for pickling has gone to seed. That bed remains empty. I'm going to be doing a video soon on how I use the sheep's wool, cardboard and green manure on some of the beds that are now not going to have anything in. I could try, but time with the wife is limited, and with the DIY and other things, I'll just cover them up, get the manure underneath them. This bed will be for my temporary compost bins this time. It's never had them, and all those juices are running to that bed, and the plants can take them all on board. I'll just show you some pigeon damage. I've actually completely flattened it, but Nick the gardener, his Henderson snow peas have just gone absolutely mad, and I've never known these sugar snap peas, the ones we had from Thompson and Morgan, because they use my video on their blog. It just keeps giving, and then you look at others and they're just hanging back. But now remember, these are the ones that what we think the mice nibble the tops off. Maybe should we just cut the tops out ourselves, and then they produce more side shoots. Some outdoor tomatoes don't look as good as the ones in the polytunnel. There's the, ooh, come on, never remember these. That's why I have great big labels. Silver skin onions. Here's some of the potatoes that we didn't harvest in 2023. We bought them outside. Well, they were growing inside, if you remember. I might even leave one of these to see if they give me a harvest in 2025. This is Babette. I was told by Babette to make sure we put it in a pond, but I don't think it's loving it when you compare it to a lush one there. I don't know why that one's just gone. Long roots are doing okay, happy with those. I've got the system all sorted now, and hopefully this is 4 meters long, and it won't be long before we have the roots dangling in there. Then all I've got to do is try and get them out. I normally find a space and plant it. I might get a video in for that, but look at that, all gone to seed already. Look, never mind. These radishes are ready. Those peas haven't had any support, bless them. That's the last successional sowing of the Chantenay ones. There's the Cape gooseberry, 3 of those. I don't know whether it'll hang down, but one of my viewers sent me the seed for those. I don't know whether they dangle or just go up. They've got 2 choices. Lettuce harvested or gone to seed. The spring onions behind them are looking a little bit bedraggled, but you would be if you were shaded from the sun. And of course 2 courgette plants, and we've still got far too many courgettes. I do like the yellow ones. I'll try and pick them as small as I can. that fits nicely in my lunchbox, or as a snack as I walk around the allotment. Excuse me. Chantenay carrots, look. They're only supposed to be small. Bless them. You can see the pigeon damage there a little bit better. They do look nice and healthy. I don't take the flowers off any of my potatoes, but if I do see the green seed pods, I take those and make sure they're well out of the way of all animals, including the wife. And there are my turnips. Dear me, never mind. We just do what we can. As I water my long roots in here via those plastic bottles with the drippers on them, the rest of the can goes down with this celery. See, I managed to do something. I do need to do the side shoots and tie some of these up now, and I am going to take the tops out of some of these this time. There's the giant tomatoes. I've got a nice little mega bloom there. Taking all the flowers off. If there's no mega bloom, the flowers come off, and then hopefully we'll get something a bit further up. We've been harvesting. Anybody want an ice cream? But I've been harvesting as we go, and we've utilised the space under the long roots really well this time. More than enough tomatoes. Now I've found that Emily, cucumber Emily, is a lot more advanced than the telepathy. So again, there's something to think about. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, buy side shoots. And as I've said before, if you accidentally take the wrong one out, this one can take over. I'm not going to touch that. It needs supporting. I need to do it in a controlled manner. Brute force. With both hands. I've got about 6 of these plants. 2 over there in the middle of the screen. And 4 over here. And looking at the flowers, they're going to be nice, and they're a yellow variety. Just going to let them go wild. Let's see what we get. Grateful of anything that we can get. Christmas potatoes are still here, look. There's no worries about moving them yet. We've only got to start thinking about blight when they actually show, so they can stay there. More important things to do. Everything's drying off nicely under here. Just gotta hope that I remember what's what's what. Look at that. Salvage some potatoes out. They've gone green now, so not going to be able to do much with those. So that's all I'm going to do tonight, and that's 1.518 minus 40, so we'll call that 1460, 1470. So that's been added to the board, and where we haven't got a tick next to it, it's because we haven't added it up. We can add those. Oh, there's another there. Didn't give myself enough room for the summer raspberries. So we're on 22.896 plus everything else that hasn't got a tick next to it. And just to remind you of who's taken part and where you are. If you've liked the content, please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down for the interaction. Leave me a comment on any subject you like, and why not consider subscribing. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.